Okay, we're going to talk about the ACT program today, and we have Dan King, who is one of our subject matter experts at the SBDC, and he is also the facilitator of this program. And we are so thankful that Dan's on the call. And so we're just going to talk a little bit about how things work. So Dan, can you explain how the ACT program works?
Sure, Susie, good to see you. Let's start with the goal of the ACT program. The goal is to give small businesses very specialized support that will help them navigate over the coming months and really help them transition and transform their business to thrive into the future. The program starts with what we call the ACT program assessment, and that's a self-analysis assessment for businesses to do. Now, both Susie and I have been small business owners, and we know what a small business owner's life is like. You always have too much to do and 20 other things to take up your time. But it's really critical, especially at this juncture, that you find some time to stop, step out of the day-to-day, pause, and reflect on your business. And that's what the self-assessment program is meant to do. It's not meant to be burdensome or comprehensive. We thought that would just be too much to ask busy small business people to do. And there's another reason we try not to make it too in-depth. These are very complex problems that we're dealing with. And frankly, no matter how much analysis or research you do, there's not one single clear right answer to some of the questions we're facing. So small businesses really need to analyze the best information they have, take action and take action now, and then be prepared to adjust and adapt as the environment unfolds and as we learn more going forward. The ACT self-assessment is really divided into a couple different categories. The first one focuses on your cash flow, because if you don't have cash, there is no tomorrow. You have to understand your cash and what's going on with it. The second part is going to ask you a little bit to look at some of the basic underlying assumptions that may have supported your businesses for years, but may not be valid anymore. So to take a look at those and ask what's changed. Then we ask you to look at your service or products and say, how can these be adapted? Are there new markets that may be interested that weren't interested before? Am I losing my old markets? Really look at how your product or service is going to fit into this change environment. And then in the fourth section, we're going to ask you to look at what tools you have. What are your assets that you have? What are good assets that are going to help you transition your business? And where are your weak points? What are you missing? And what do you maybe need to be able to overcome this hump and get through the transition and thrive in the future? And that's where the ACT program will step in.
Great. So who should apply?
I'm going to start with who should not apply. So there are a handful of businesses who've actually thrived in this environment, and good on you if that's one of you, but you don't need our help. There's also businesses that are already pretty far down this path. They've already figured out how to realign their business, how to market, and they're having success. And we might be able to help those guys some, but that's not really who we're designed for either. But pretty much it's everybody else. So look, if you're a business and you have no idea what the future looks like for you, this program could be for you. If you're a business that's just looking and saying, how do we survive the next 12 months to get to the new future so we can reestablish ourselves, this program could have value to you. And then there's a third set that the program is designed to help. And those are those businesses that have a valid idea on how to reorient or pivot their business to meet the demands of the new market. And they have some tools to move forward on that plan, but they're missing some of the tools in the toolbox. And the ACT program is really designed to help those businesses and maybe step in and supplement their existing resources with some of the resources we can bring to bear so they can kickstart that transition and get their business into the future and grow again.
Awesome. So what can people expect? They apply, and then what can they expect?
Sure. Well, one of our goals is that everybody who applies is going to get something. Um, so you will start with the assessment, and then the staff, will review that assessment, try to really make sure we clarify it, probably reach out to you to fill in missing gaps, and really kind of try to land on what your greatest needs are and how we are equipped to help those needs. Now, for some people, that could be as simple as they need help with cash flow. And we have models and training that we could help you on that. Other people may just need, how do I get a website up? How do I do some online marketing? And we do workshops all the time, and we may just direct you to one of our workshops and tell you to look at that, and that'll help you work on that issue. But then there's a third category, that the business that has a really valid idea for really flipping how they do their business and pivoting into the future. And they have some resources to bring to that, some good resources to bring to that, but they have some skills or resources that are lacking. Now, the SBDC is blessed to have hundreds of consultants, maybe, and from various backgrounds and with various skill sets. And so we'll work with these third category of businesses to figure out, what is your need? And do we have somebody who can come in and give you some intensive help over a short period of time, so that you can really move that transition forward quickly and get into the future and ultimately grow and thrive.
Great. So, Dan, why did you decide to facilitate this program? We have really leaned very heavily on Dan, particularly during the COVID crisis, and now you're undertaking this. What made you decide to facilitate?
Well, as Susie knows, I'm not unique, and I'm just one amongst the great number of SBDC consultants, and I think we all have many different skills we bring to the table, but we all have one thing in common, and that's an honest desire to help people and help small businesses. We have different backgrounds. We've been through some of these drills before, and I think at the end of the day, it gives us great pleasure if we can help a small business and see them succeed, and maybe save them some of the mistakes that we've made in the past, and bring some new ideas to bear. I think we all believe that small businesses are the backbone of our economy and the backbone of many of our communities. And if we can help them, there's a greater societal need that I think gives us all joy to feel like we contributed to.
You're the best, Dan. Well, thank you. And
Sure.
For those of you that are interested in learning more about the ACT program, there's an assessment that you can fill out on this page, and you can also reach out to the SBDC, and we'll be happy to explain that on the phone or via email. So thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Susie. We look forward to hearing from you folks.
Bye-bye.